Is disability a normal part of life? In this video, I'm going to show you that it is. And I'll give you some wheel tips along the way. I'm Wheeltips Joe. This is Wheeltips Wednesday.
Hey, Wheeltips Joe!
Don't be surprised when you get tipped. If you are new to our channel, you'll discover that we give wheelchair tips about the wheelchair lifestyle and the disability culture. I'm a subject matter expert with 43 years experience living the wheelchair life. I made this video because people have been asking for it. You may be thinking, what's in this video for you? This video message is for everyone, but it's especially for able-bodied people. I want you to know that a flick of a trigger, a wrong turn in a car, a slip and a fall, a dive head first in shallow water can instantly cause a disability. Trauma, illness, and disease can cause a disability too. I don't want to scare you, but you can be an able-bodied person this morning and become disabled by tonight. It happened to me. I woke up one morning walking and running, but by that night, I was laying flat on my back, paralyzed. I didn't get gunshot, but disability is like a bullet with no name on it. When a bullet is shot into a crowd, it can hit anyone. That's how disability works. It can hit anyone at any time too. Just ask my friends who are paralyzed from a gunshot. They'll tell you. Wheel tip number 1, to be clear, disability is a normal part of life. Wheel tip number 2, if you become disabled, you can still live a good life. How many 20-year-olds are listening right now? Raise your hand and listen up. According to statistics, 1 in 4 20-year-olds will become disabled before they reach the age of 65. If that statistic doesn't blow you away, what will? Imagine what you would do if you knew that you would be next. I was next. I didn't reach 20. I was 19 years old when I got in a car crash. I was a passenger in the back seat of a car doing risky behavior, going 120 miles per hour in a 55-mile speed zone. The car flipped over 7 or 8 times and threw me out the window. I fractured my back. That's how I got paralyzed. Ask yourself, will you be next? No, I'm just kidding. Buckle up. But seriously, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have a family member who has a disability? Do you know anybody that does? You might be closer to disability than you think. So don't blink, because if you live long enough, you will eventually belong to the largest minority community in the world. And guess who that is? I'm just trying to make a point. Now, do you think disability is a normal part of life? It is to me. Let me show you how. First, I grew up with disability all around me, and I didn't have to go outside my front door to see it. It was visible in my household, and it took the form of mental health too. As far as babies go, I was born, quote, normal. My contact with disability started early in life. Let me share a story. My mother told me the history when I was 16. My grandmother was traumatized in her life, which was quite common in those days. The trauma gave her mental health problems, which she had to take medication to control it. I remember when my brothers and I thought her meds were candy, so we ate it, and we slept for 3 days. And when we woke up, we got punished for it and slept for 3 more days. I was just 4 years old. My brothers were 3 and 5. My next experience with disability is when I noticed that my mother walked with a limp, and she carried her arm and her hand with care. She never spoke about it, but it looked like she had polio. One of my older sisters, Robin, was born with cerebral palsy, and totally wheelchair dependent. Could she perform the 6 basic activities of daily living by herself? No, but despite her dependence on others, she learned to live life on life's terms. And so did I. When I was growing up, I used to do everything for her that she and my mother asked me to do, like feeding her or giving her something to drink with a straw, lifting her in and out of the bathtub and in the car. But once I finished helping her, I went about my day doing what boys do, never once thinking about what she was going through. But there was one thing that I wouldn't do. I would not play in her wheelchair. My brothers did, and I would fight them to make them get out of it. I did it for my sister because it was her chair, but partly because I was scared to play in it myself. I didn't play in her wheelchair because I respected her and I respected her wheelchair, but I guess I should have played in it. Maybe it would have prepared me for when I started using my own. But not only that, disability wasn't just physical in our house. It crossed over to mental illness too. I got it honest from my father. He was in World War II. My mother said he got shell-shocked in the army. He had PTSD. He could speak a little French. Salut, comment allez-vous? And after the war, he spent time at Dorothea Dix Psychiatric Hospital in Trenton, New Jersey. Family members were also touched. I remember visiting my Uncle Rob on my father's side at Cherry Hospital in Goldsboro, North Carolina. My parents never said the word psychiatric hospital out loud, but we kids knew what it was. I never saw my uncle outside of the hospital, so I think he was institutionalized all his life. My great aunt Janie on my father's side has Alzheimer's, and she would often wander away from the house and forget how to get home. We would all go looking for her and bring her back. My mother had dementia before she passed and forgot our names, but she didn't forget my name. At least that's my story. Me, myself, I've never been clinically diagnosed for mental illness, but I passed it on to my son. He got it honest from me. So you see, I've experienced disability all my life. It was normal in my family, like breathing, eating, and sleeping. You don't know the half. This is only a drop I am willing to share. Wheel tip number 3. If you find yourself behaving as differently able, do yourself a favor and find out your family's medical history. At the very least, you can find out that you got it honest. If you've gotten any value from this video today, please spread the message by sharing this video with your friends. And click like and write a comment and smash the subscribe button. And let me know what videos you would like to see us do for you in the future, and we'll get it done. You have just been tipped by Wheeltips Joe.